Hey everybody, it's Teresa Scully here with your live stream Pilates Reformer Mixed Level. Now the reason why I termed this mixed level is because we're going to include fitness levels from beginner to intermediate to advanced. And as we go from beginner to intermediate to advanced, there will be some opportunities to modify. So you can take this class even if you're a beginner. And as I move through the class, you just choose the beginner, easier movement. So I'll say beginner, intermediate, and advanced, or level 1, level 2, level 3, as we're moving along. And you can participate in this class no matter the level that you're in. So I thank you so much for joining the private Facebook page. I would love you guys to comment below if you have any questions about your movements. I won't be able to respond until after the video, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. You can also video yourself doing the exercise and ask me perhaps what it is that you might be doing wrong or what you might need tweaked. So do me a favor, take a couple deep breaths with me. And another. And I'll give you a little time as I'm walking over to my reformer to play your favorite playlist as we're going along here. We're not going to have any music so that my voice can be clear, and I also can be very focused on what I'm teaching you guys. So definitely, if you like to get some music on, go for it. So here we go. Thanks for joining me. Okay, friends, we always want to make sure that before we begin, we have the right springs on. So we're always going to start with footwork, either on the foot bar or in the foot straps. Today it's foot bar, and we want to have 2 reds and a blue spring. If you want a little bit more work, you can take the blue spring off and add a red. If you want less work, you can take the blue spring off and keep the 2 reds and possibly add a yellow instead of the blue. So there are definitely options for you to get the best workout that your body wants and needs, depending on the resistance that you use. Now I'm going to spin around using my abdominal so I can face you and demonstrate proper mounting of the reformer. So we want to make sure that we're kind of sitting on the edge here with our tush kind of hanging off the end, so that when we lie down, we can keep our spines straight, okay? So, and before I begin, pressing surface and the toes are pointing to the sky. They're not rolling out or in. We want to feel centered right at the center of that heel. Now that we're aligned, we're going to heavy into the tail. We're going to take a deep inhale breath. We're going to exhale, press out. Good. Stay here for a moment, friends. Slide your feet down or up wherever you need to be to feel like you've really got nice contact and pressing energy on that foot bar. Make sure that we're dropping our tail to neutral so we've got that space between our low back and our mat. We're going to inhale, close the carriage, and exhale, press out. Now, I automatically go to my little ASI's bones here because I always want to make sure that I'm neutral. And so I want you to go there to start for the first few movements here. And then after you feel that you can stay neutral there and that pelvis isn't moving around, if you choose to advance yourself to like the intermediate, you can take those hands down on the mat, glue into the back of the arms, but definitely feel that we are controlling the legs from the pelvic floor and from the low core. Inhale, close home, exhale, squeeze out. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale and press out. And inhale and press out. We're going to close that carriage completely. We're going to slide those heels out to the ends of the bar to the best wide leg position that is available for your hips and for your foot bar. As we inhale, press through the center of the heels, lengthen through the back of the neck. Always ground your shoulder blades. As I'm cueing you along, you guys, I'm feeling all these different parts myself. So I'm constantly checking into my movements. I'm starting at the top of the head and I'm moving down to shoulder blades and ribs and belly and pelvis down to hips and knees, ankles and toes. And I'm constantly checking into those different body parts to make sure that I am fully grounded and executing properly. Let's close that carriage for this last one. As we close that carriage, we're going to slide those heels in, heels together, toes apart for Pilates feet. And the center of the bar, we're going to press inward into the heels as we press the carriage out, squeeze those legs inward, and hinge at the hips, pull your carriage up. Inhale, in and out, you guys, I want you to check in to make sure that you got the same amount of weight on each heel. You want to make sure that one leg isn't pushing harder than the other. Okay? You want to ensure that you have even symmetrical pressing. And I want you to put the brakes on with the backs of the legs. Squeeze the heels together as you pull that carriage home. 2 more presses here. And close that carriage. Drop your feet down to heels together. Balls of the feet on the bar. Now we call that toes on the bar. And we press out and in. Squeeze those heels together. Exhale as you press out. Exhale as you press out. Good. Squeeze those abdominals in. I want you to imagine that you're zipping up a tight pair of pants. Using those abdominals to skinny that torso and squeeze in deep. Let's press out one last time. As we press out, we're going to close the carriage and we're going to send those legs inward to parallel legs. In this parallel adducted position, we're going to feel those knees touching and inner ankles touching, and we press out and we press pull in. We press out and we pull in. Guys, I want you to use the backs of the legs to pull everything in. We're going to tap that bumper, pull it in. Good. Squeeze into those inner thighs, keeping your knees connected the whole time and making sure that your knees also aren't floating in and out. Good. Let's stretch out, stay out, lengthen through those legs. Drop your heels under the bar and lift. And drop and lift. Good. Inhaling when we drop the heels, exhaling when we lift. Firm, strong bodies. Find that core, you guys. Every time we rise up, I want you to use your abdominals. Pull in. Pull in. Pull in. Pull in. Let's do one more. And relax those heels. Press them under the bar. Lengthen into the back of the calf. For our running, we're going to rise up high. And we're going to feel that the tops of the feet are doming up towards the ceiling. I want you to use the strength in the bottom of the foot to lift the foot as high as you can. I'm going to drop one heel under the bar. Press. Inhale. Double rise. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Right now we're moving into running. But our running is at a slow, smooth pace now. This is our beginner level. Talked about beginner, intermediate, advanced. We're going through beginner right now. Now to go a little bit more intermediate or advanced, they're really kind of combined into one for this particular exercise. We're going to go a little faster, but we're going to use percussive breath. So the breath goes like this. Sniff, 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 sniff. Exhale, 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 exhale. And lovely job, guys. We're going to take it now to one leg. We're going to take the right heel on the bar, toes to sky, knees to sky, parallel, knee in line with pelvis, ASI is spelled. We're going to take it to beginner position here as we have this left leg at 90 degrees. We're going to press through the heel, draw the belly in, knit your ribs. Don't forget about that. Now, as we're pushing in and out, I want you to really focus onto that pelvis, particularly the pelvis that's pushing, all right? He's going to want to hike and roll to the left, okay? But you're going to keep that right side grounded because you're using the back of the leg and the low core to stabilize that pelvis. That lets us work that core deep. Now, if you want to advance it, we're going to stretch the leg out, press through a flat foot, and inhale, point back to the 90. Exhale, press out through the heel, point to the 90. Draw your abdominals in, super strong, engaged. Draw your abdominals in, super strong, engaged. Good. Let's do 3 more here. 1. Good. Keep the knee pointing to the sky and feel the strong inner thigh, lower quad activation on that out press. Now, firm into this standing leg. That would be your right leg. And we keep this left leg at 90. We're going to firm into the hands. And we're going to stretch that left leg to the sky. Flex the foot. Inhale. This is an exhale. Inhale. This is an exhale. Good. Now, as you're pushing out, there's a tendency to roll to the left again. So as you press up, guys, I want you to rotate your right pelvis to the right to ground it deeper, resisting the urge to let that side, the left side, hike up. Good, last one, stay here, rotate that ankle. Breathing in and breathing out, other direction. Inhale, spread your toes, exhale. Firm into that standing leg. Point the foot softly out to the side, reach the leg, back in, and across. Inhale, exhale. Now as you're performing this one, Mixed Level Pilates has it this way. If you are strong and advanced enough to let that leg go wider, let that go there. But that is also only if you're able to keep this side grounded. Last one. Hold it here, breathe, breathe, breathe. Bring that leg in, close the carriage. Beautiful. Rock your knees left and right, get a little blood flow back into those hip joints and into that low back. There should be no low back strain, by the way. Now we're going to take it down to left heel on the bar, left heel on the bar, left heel on the bar, in line with pelvis and ASIS. We've got a 90-degree leg now at our right leg. We're going to press out, exhale. Inhale, pull yourself home using the back of that left leg. Find the pelvis, make sure that you're not hiking with the flying leg. That's going to be my right leg. If my right leg is hiking, I know I'm not fully engaged with my left side core. We always want to be fully engaged. Close the carriage. Pressing on out. Closing the carriage. And pressing on out. Now we want a little bit more advancement. We stretch the leg over the bar, flat the foot. Point the toe, bend the knee. So take a look at what we're doing here. We're doing coordinated movement where one knee bends, other one straightens. One knee bends, the other one straightened. Good. Now we're going to press out all the way, stay out here. Lengthen into that standing leg, firm, strong, connected. Stretch that leg to the sky, flex the foot. Inhale here, exhale, flex the foot. Now, tendency is for that pelvis to rotate to that straightening leg because the hamstring is going to pull on that pelvis. So what we want to do here is we want to feel an outward pressing away from center line with the standing leg to resist the urge to roll to the right side. Reach that leg out to the sky. We're going to rotate that ankle around. Pure, slow, flowing breaths here. Just the ankle, guys, just the ankle. Go the other way. Inhale. Good, firm into that left low back, strong. Squeeze that stomach. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax that foot. Gentle, tiny toe point. Not enough to cramp the foot. Reach out to the side, small motion first, until you know that you can feel that opposite leg grounded. Truly less is more in the world of movement. So if we move just a smidgen and we feel that work, that's where we go. Cross the body with the leg. Squeeze your belly in. Cross the body. Squeeze the belly in. And cross the body. And squeeze the belly in. We love this exercise. Pull that leg in, close the carriage. Good, let those knees rotate left and right. Breathing in strong with lots of breath into that upper rib cage. We're going to ground into the heels now as we do our peeling bridge. For sure, this is where we want that headrest down if it's not already. You can't access it just by reaching over here. Please watch body mechanics. Roll to your side, sit up, drop it back down, and lay back down the reverse way, making sure you're always watching your spine, keeping it as straight as you can. And so now we're going to imprint the back, and we're going to slowly release. Inhale. Exhale, imprint. Feel those abdominals activate. I already know my left side is my weak side, so I'm going to really shine that left side strong like a bright red light. I want to feel that red light working. And then we take that last imprint here and we pause, keep the imprint. We exhale, press down into the arms, lift the tail, peel up bone by bone. Beginner is just going to the level that you're able to. We're going all the way up to the most fullest excursion you're able. Inhale, breath. Exhale, slowly lower down. So my beginners are just going to hover the bums just enough to feel abdominals and butt work together. My intermediates and advanced, you guys go all the way up and you firm into the back of the arms and the neck and you squeeze it to strong. You draw those ribs down the front of the body. And we slowly lower down. Now I move my carriage. So I must remind you that we don't want to move our carriage. We want to keep that carriage at that home parked position. Squeeze that belly in. Deep, deep, deep on the abdominal connection. And slowly down. Let's try one more here. Breathing in at the bottom, exhale, imprinting and lifting and peeling and squeezing navel to spine strong. And finding a straight line from knee to hip to armpit, fully strong, engaged abdominals, hugging the spine strong. Need I say more? I'll say one more. Lift those hips up just a smidgen with those abdominals engaged. Inhale, breath. Exhale, slowly lower down. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Bring those knees to your chest. Let your body rock left and right. Feel release in that back. And we're going to place the feet on the foot bar. Slide those shoulders down just enough to be about a fist width distance from the shoulder rests. Let those toes kind of dangle off the end here. And my heels, as I was trying to say heels and dangle at the same time, are on the dermabrasion platform, okay? So you at least want to be soft bent at the knees. You definitely don't want to be fully compressed like this. All right, so here we go. We're going to breathe in, stretch those arms out long. Squeeze your belly in. Can we stretch them out even more? Can we make the neck as long as we can? Can we draw those shoulder blades into the back? Can we be open collarbone? Inhale, breath. Exhale, bring the head down like you're nodding. Yes. Then squeeze your belly in. Flatten your back. Peel up. Reach, reach, reach through strong arms. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Let those arms float up to 90 degrees. Inhale, shoulder blades out. Exhale, nod, yes. Inhale. And exhale, rise up. Press deep into that side you know is weak. See if we can catch the back of the knees and curl up bone by bone. Growing tall, pushing into the tibias to help rise the chest. Exhale, round back, scoop, and slide down bone by bone. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale, breath begins. Exhale. Now my beginners, as we just demonstrated, you're going to use those arms to the back of the legs to help come up. My intermediate to advanced, you guys are just really going to let those arms firmly, strong, lengthen without using them to come up. But everybody must articulate those spine bones up, bone by bone, off of that mat. Let's go for one more down and one more up. So down, inhale, scoop stomach. Control, 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 always. Press back, deepen abdominals, peel spine, and curl up and rest. That feels wonderful, doesn't it? It does. All right, now we're going to slide on that, and we're going to take the springs down to one red. If you are familiar with some of these movements, as we do front pulling straps, and you know you want a little more weight, please go for it. Otherwise, we're going to continue along like so, using the same amount of weight that we have. I'm going to pop up real quick and make sure that we're still live. I think we are. And sit back down. All right. So now that we are here with the one spring, we're going to slide back. My first beginner position is going to come here. Crisscross applesauce with a little bit of pressing into the shoulder rests for stability, okay? My intermediate is going to have a straighter leg and advanced if you choose to be here. Now those knees can bend just enough to feel like you're on your sits bones, but not a lot. We want to feel length still working through the back of the leg. So find your place to move. I'm going for straight leg. We're going to reach back and we're going to grab our straps. Grow tall, squeeze navel to spine. Stretch those arms down along the floor. And reach those arms forward. The shoulder blades stay on the back. Can we firm the shoulder blades into the back? Can we squeeze the stomach in strong? Can we float those arms? Firm, strong, connected. Plug the shoulders into the sockets and feel those shoulder blades, the prime mover. Squeeze and lift. Your bodies are straight like statues. They're not moving forward or back, teetering on the sits bones. They are strong, connected, like a statue, anchored down into tailbone, all the way up to the center of that head. Inhaling, releasing, and exhaling, growing tall. Now, we're going to advance this. So if you so please to take a brief break, continue along with your seated arm pulls if you know you don't want to go advance. Please be safe with yourself and move slowly. Okay, so we're going to come up onto the knees, reach down and have your straps available. Tuck those toes under to the top of the ball of the foot, okay, and place flat foot against shoulder rest. Go slow because we don't have me to catch you if you fall forward. So feel the length in the back of the neck. Feel the strength at the abdominal. If you're sitting, just do a few more with us because we are finished here. Breathe in and release. Now, sitters, please stay sitting if that was great work for you. If you want a little more work, assume this tall kneeling position and continue along with us. So we're going to come here to bent elbows. We're going to draw the belly in and feel that that spine is tall and long as we slide the shoulder blades down to the back and push forward. Inhale, control with the backs of the arms. Exhale, draw the belly and press forward. Inhale with the backs of the arms, control. Exhale, press forward. I know my body thinks pretty well, so I'm reminding you guys to check into your weak arm and make sure you're using him just as much as the stronger arm. We don't want that stronger arm to be the bully. Squeezing. And last one, push and hold, squeeze, draw your belly in, be as tall as you can, and slowly release. Good job. Release those feet, gently squeezing your abdominals lower down to make sure that that carriage is fully closed and it doesn't throw you, okay? Springs can be friends many times, but they can also be enemies as it throws you off reformers if you're not aware of your movement. Okay. Now, we're going to keep the red spring, and now we're actually going to lay on the reformer with our head on this end, and we're going to face that way. Now, watch your hair and watch your head here. There are many different body lengths that, that might not necessarily be safe enough with that neck kind of falling into the well. Technically speaking, classical version is you just really lengthen into the back of the neck and you hold your head up. Or, as I get my foam roller over here, you can use this here. Okay, and that's going to be giving you a nice place to support your neck. Okay, if you don't have one, it's not a worry. You can use a long blanket that doesn't get caught in the springs. You can even use a rolled up yoga mat. Otherwise, we're going to go here with that roller. Okay, now, as we come down towards the end of the shoulder rest, we're really going to slide our bums towards the very end there so we can get as much of our bodies onto that mat that we can. So we're going to draw that belly in, squeeze your stomach in, lower down. You can use the shoulder rest to assist. So for me, like I mentioned, I don't necessarily have an issue with my head falling off the end here, okay? But if you do, you can, without your roller, keep your neck up, which takes a lot of abdominal work. Watch your head as it lowers down, okay? I'm going to put that roller back up there so you guys can see what it looks like. And I've got my weight here, because I can. It feels nice for the neck. All right, so I'm going to reach down, and I'm going to grab my straps, slide that bum down enough so that you're fully up against the shoulder rest. Lengthen through the back of the neck, pull those straps inward. Squeeze the elbows by the sides. Draw your belly in deep, squeezing, strong. Inhaling, releasing, exhaling, pulling in. Inhaling, releasing, exhaling, pulling in. Good, 3 more here. and slowly lower down. Catch your head if you need to. Ensure that your head's feeling pretty safe where he is. Okay, now, what we're going to do now is place the straps over our thighs. Okay, if placing the straps over the thighs is a difficult place for you, remember this is mixed level, then you can just keep your legs up in the sky without the straps and move the legs like we're going to do now. Wrap your fingers in a prayer hand and cup your head with that prayer hand. Squeeze your skull so you're using those arms to support your neck. Now we're going to squeeze those knees in. We're going to drop the feet down towards the ropes and we're going to pull in, squeezing your belly in. Breathe in and pull. This is a very intimate place. You guys can see those abdominals. So I want you to take the time to draw those belly muscles in and don't let them pooch. Shh. Inhale as those toes drop. Exhale, lift. And lift. Keep your back imprinted. Last one. Good. Relax the head. Find your roller if you need it. And now we're going to do some diagonal lifts. Okay? So, we're going to have one hand cupped around the head. The other hand is straight towards the sky. Release the spring. Pull the spring in and slice that arm across. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Rest. Those are always not my favorite ones, but I figured they might be yours. So it's not about what's my favorite, it's about what's going to make you guys work. All right, now we're going to switch hands. Take that left hand, hold heavy onto that neck. Bring those legs up, drawing your belly in, reaching that arm across, bending the hips. Inhale. You guys, I want you to squeeze those knees together. And I want you to down all the way into back pockets, squeezing stomach in. Now the important time to really feel those abdominals is when the arms go forward. So let those abdominals firm work when those arms go forward. Release. Okay, now to be more advanced, we can come to tall kneel. If you want to stay seated, take a break, and you're going to do a few more seated as we do these tall kneeling. So very slow, very carefully mount your reformer. We're going to cross the straps like so. We're going to be nice and tall and lengthened, and we're going to draw the ropes towards our ribs and slow controls here. You guys, this is a really, 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 really focused place to make sure that the reformer doesn't throw you forward. Be as tall as you can. Firm your abdominals, firm your glutes, push the tops of the toes down into the mat. Let's try one more. Good job. And slowly release. Now, if you're seated and you like to stay seated, then stay seated. And if you're tall kneeling, we're going to go straight back to tall kneeling. So as we're in tall kneeling, we're going to be nice and long and lengthened. And we're going to bring those arms down by our sides, push into the tops of the toes, and pull those straps back. Inhaling and exhaling. Drawing the belly in deep into the back. Always firm shoulder blades against back, trying to not let those shoulder blades cave in. Exhaling, pushing into the tops of the toes. Squeezing belly in, nice and tall, and nice and long. 3 more here for 1, 2, last 1, 3. Proud chest, and rest. Beautiful. Now, if you're tall kneeling, we're going to go back down to flat, sitting on our bottoms, legs straight out, okay? So, keeping the red spring, okay, we're going to move into a half back. So, palms are facing in. We're going to bend the elbows as we articulate the spine into a round back. Stay in that articulation position and bend and straighten these elbows. Squeeze. 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 Breathing in and breathing out. Now, come here and stay for me, ladies and gentlemen. Stretch those arms out. Your palms are facing the foot bar. Draw your belly in, dive forward into a forward fold. Push through those arms, bring your hands to your low back. In a round position, your shoulder blades are still open and proud. Scoop stomach in, stretch those arms out, circle around, out, forward. Let the hands spin in the loops and stack up. Again, watch my hands as we move through. This is where this becomes an intermediate. So if this seems too hard for you as a beginner, you're going to come into here and just work this as an intermediate, and advance goes through the full row position. Okay? So, full row position here. Press through those straps. Squeeze your stomach in, round back, scoop. Press the shoulders out of ears. Hands to sacrum and low back. Rotate around and over. Scoop. Stack up the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Scoop. Stack. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And exhale. Release. Beautiful. That's fun times. You can hear me breathing hard for that. That's not my favorite, but it's all about you guys. All right, good. So we did that delicious arm stuff. We love it. Okay, now we're going to take our springs to red and the blue, and we're going to work on some weight-bearing stuff with the arms, okay? So I'm going to start with beginner, intermediate, advanced. So our beginner position, as we scoop our stomach in and we mount the reformer this way, we're going to have our hands on this little dermabrasion component of your platform. If your hands are too scratchy and it hurts, please place a little towel down, okay? The flat of the feet are up against these shoulder rests with the big toes pressing down into toe extension. Squeeze your shoulder blades in, draw your belly in, and just press that carriage out. Move from the shoulders. I want everything to be neutral as you can be. Good. Here is your beginning position. To come up higher into intermediate to advance, we're here. Scooping and lengthening. Squeeze your belly in. Feel the tail reaching back. Be as neutral as you can. Here's our last one. Good. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into a full kneel plank. Out like this. Okay. So if you are on the platform, straighten the legs out, pull in. Straighten the legs out and pull in. Like so. On the foot bar, here we go. Squeeze your belly in, close the carriage. Squeeze the belly in, close the carriage. Make sure the head is lengthening to the tail, firm, engaged. Here's our last one. Squeeze the belly, close it. Beautiful. The last thing we're going to do is knee stretches here, okay? Knee stretches, round back, knees lifting. Try your best, guys, to find the work coming from the core. Don't take it into the back. So with our knee stretch, we're going to come up tall on the reformer like so. Reach the bum back. Beginners, you're just going to try to hold this position, okay? Or do tiny little presses out. Your foot in the strap. This bottom leg is pulled in to about 90 degrees. Inhaling here and exhaling out. Beginners, if this seems like a little too much information for you and you can't control the strap, you could always have that carriage closed and just work on bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. And watching that foot bar, by the way. Don't hit the foot bar. So, as we're here, back to the full version, we're going to put that foot in the strap. Find your perfect neck position. Shoulders are stacked. We have waist space between your waist and the neck. And then press. The trickiness about this particular activity is what happens with this foot. Okay? I seem to find my rope under my knee. Okay? Sometimes that rope comes at the tip of the knee. Okay? Find a place where that rope just kind of settles in and doesn't seem to get into the leg. Squeezing your belly in, controlling the hip flexion here. It's all about the neutral. If you keep the neutral, we feel the booty. Press out, lengthen out, reach a straight leg forward, inhale breath. Exhale, use the back of the leg to press deep into the butt. Inhale as that hip hinges forward, squeeze stomach, lengthen into the back of that leg. Good. This here is a nice dynamic stretch as we get that hamstring to lengthen, but also get it to activate. So we're getting him strong in his flexible position. Here's our last one. Inhaling here and exhaling, lengthening. Good, let's come out of that strap. Slowly close. Lovely. All right, guys, we're going to slowly squeeze the stomach in and press up. We got the other side to do now. Okay, let's make sure where my little earpiece is here. We're going to go on to the other side. Always watch your body mechanics when you lie down, okay? And then in this place, I'm going to open up my little screen door here. I'm realizing that I need that open. All right. That's the fun thing about live. It's not like we can stop and start over. It's live. All right, so I'm on my side. I'm ensuring that my neck is in a good position. I'm pulling into this strap and putting my foot in that strap. All right, so we're going to lengthen into this tail as I bend the hip and press out. Squeeze into the back of this leg. Inhale, hinge here. So we're just getting this hip to hinge, and we're not hiking and dropping the side. So your movement is going to come from the bottom. It's going to come from those glutes that control the hip. Let's hope that the wind doesn't close that screen door to make a loud bang. Inhaling and exhaling. Draw that belly in, guys. That is your control mechanism, keeping this space here, firming into the back of that leg for 2 more. Can we squeeze that low belly up into the sternum as that leg bends? I hope so. Now we're going to send that leg forward and slowly use the back of the leg to pull him back. Inhale, that leg hinges at the hip. Exhale, squeeze the back of the leg and push back. Inhaling here, exhaling. Keep that knee facing forward. I felt my knee turn out to the sky. Not allowed, guys, not allowed. Firm into the back of the leg. Squeeze the stomach here and try not to let that pelvis hike. I can feel it happening here for me, which helps me cue you. And we got one more. Lengthen into that leg. Sit into that sit bone and squeeze. You hear my voice shaking? Whew, it's shaking. It's good stuff. Close your carriage. Lovely. Use your abdominals to push up. We're going to change our spring. Almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Change the spring to one red, one blue. Reach your bottom down towards the end of the carriage. To get a little extra work in those abdominals, going to roll down bone by bone. Otherwise, lie down as safely as you can. I'm dropping my headrest down. Yeah, I like it flatter. Okay, now that we're there, we've got the hair tucked in the strap so it's not all over the place. We reach over and we grab those straps. Press your carriage out, guys. We're moving into legs and straps. Place weight into your left leg as you bend your right knee. Bend the left knee just enough to get that foot in that strap. Push into this guy. Use your hand, and this foot leaves the foot bar, right? Beginner, here we go. Tail grounded, navel to spine. Sit to stand. Inhale here, exhale. Now, when we move into any hip flexion movements, that butt wants to do the work and lift up and down. But we're not going to let that happen because we're going to control the pelvis, right? We're going to hip hinge here, breathe in, and we're going to exhale, press out. Squeeze your belly in, hip hinge here, exhale, press out. Good, let's do 2 more hip hinges, 2 more sit to stands. Draw that low belly in deep, squeeze there, and press out. Spin those legs out to turn out, heels connected, knees apart. Inhale here, sit onto that sit bone, press out, exhale. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Inhale, exhale. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Push your heels into, exhale, squeeze. Push your heels inward, exhale, squeeze. Draw that low belly up into that sternum and squeeze. Good. Let's try one more here. Press out. Spin those legs to neutral parallel. Straight legs float to the sky. Take your inhale. Exhale, press down. Inhale, seat into the sits bones. Lengthen out of them. Press down. Dynamic stretching, guys. We're lengthening, but we're finding strength on the down press. So let these quads be as soft as they can as the backs of the legs control the up and the backs of the legs perform the down. Let's do one more. Lengthen legs to sky. Legs are level, lengthened. One's not longer than the other. So check into that. I'm going to do that one again because my left leg was a little bit longer than my right. I'm going to open up that hamstring and sit him down. Turn out, heels together, turn apart, not turn apart. Heels together, toes apart. It is a turn out. Heels together, lengthen to the sky. If you feel, you know, and I'm sure you do, your tighter leg, it means the back of the leg. Look at that leg and make sure he's not punching up towards the sky on your uplift. Find a slow, controlled place where you're smoothly lengthening and finding a settling down of that tight leg. It's my left leg, in case you wanted to know. I'm settling him down into that hip socket and squeezing the top of the thigh. And that, this part of the thigh, gives me more length and a plugging down of the femur bone down into the hip socket. And that's what we want. Let's try one more up. Breathe. Squeeze. And rest. Bring those legs to parallel as we float those legs up. Ground into the tail, out to the side, out, around, and up. Breathe in. exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Taking this time just to feel a cool down. Taking this time just to feel opening in the backs of the legs. Reverse the direction. Now, if you cannot stay grounded in your pelvis and those legs go wide and your pelvis is wobbling into a big low back arch or into a flat back, decrease the size of your circle. Let's finish here. Alright, we're going to bend those knees to come out of the straps. One leg at a time. This leg reaches for the foot bar. And then you bring the other one out. Both feet are at the foot bar now. Go to the carriage. Roll to your side. Squeeze your stomach in and get up. Alright, last thing we're going to do today is stretch those hips, okay? One of my favorite ways to stretch is to stretch with strength. So, we're going to take ourselves into a lunge place on the reformer. Okay, so our strength component will happen from this quad here as we're pushing the carriage in and out. The stretch component will also happen with that moving in and out with the carriage, a lengthening in the front of the hip to even kick that leg backwards. So this is where we get to have strength and length at the same time. So we take the spring down to 1 red. If you're on a low reformer, we're going to position ourselves in a place that you know this knee is safe. It's going to sit right over the top of the ankle. All right. Lengthen to the back of this leg, flat foot against the shoulder rest. Firm into the front leg, push the carriage out, firm arm. Squeeze your stomach in. Now, as I'm checking into my view over there on the camera, I'm hoping that my spine is as straight as it can be, okay? And when I say straight, I mean neutral, guys. We really don't have straight spines. They should be curvy in its natural neutral positions. So, as I talk about that, I'm noticing when I come forward, my chest is going past the foot bar. Well, rightly so. That's where I get to keep my spine straight. So check into yourself and make sure you are keeping that spine straight. Squeeze into the back of that back leg. Firm that tush, pushing the ASIS bones forward, sitting deep into this leg. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drag that carriage. Good. Slowly come off of it. Make sure your carriage is parked and you've got good balance as you stand up to go to the other side. Okay. Now, on this side of my reformer, it's my left leg that's in front. I reach forward, put hands on foot bar, stretch the flat of the foot back. The big toe is extending and it's bearing weight into the ball joint. Firming into my front leg, I'm staying 90. I'm pressing that carriage out, squeezing the stomach in, and dragging that carriage home. Keeping as planked as I can in my body, trying not to flex or arch my low back or my upper back, just keeping it neutral. Squeeze this back leg strong. Open up the front of the hip by squeezing that booty strong. Firm into the front heel and feel the outside edge of that front leg engaged. So try not to fall into the arch of your foot and try not to let that knee drop in. Here's our last one. Close the carriage, engage the belly strong. Slowly come off of it. Stand in a space at your reformer, or near your reformer, I should say, so nothing's in the way. You just reach those arms up and breathe in. Exhale, stretch those arms out, firm into the nice edge of your feet so that you are grounded into the outside of those legs. Inhale and exhale. Stretch those arms out. Shrug your shoulders up. Release the tension. One more. Shrug up. And release the tension. Well, thank you for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this gave you kind of an idea of a nice flow for mixed level and about how you can join even if you're a beginner, or you can join if you're an advanced. Because what you do is just you take the movement up a little higher, a little more challenge. And even through one session, one exercise can be beginner for you, and then another exercise could be advanced for you. Everybody is working through their best body that they can present on the reformer. Thanks so much, and share with your friends. Tell them about this Facebook page and about how once the video goes live, you have access to it as long as you want until another live one comes in to challenge you. Have a wonderful day.